and welcome to this physics tutorial on the states of matter. Today we're going to solve the problem that's shown. A 600 centimeter cube block of copper with a density of 8.96 grams per centimeter cubed is lowered carefully into a completely full beaker of water. What is the weight of the water in newtons that spills out of the beaker? So first of all, we need to identify what they're asking us. And it tells us here they want the weight of water. Well, we remember that weight is mass times gravity. Then we need to figure out how to get these variables. So the mass here and then the gravity here, we know that gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. But we need to figure out the mass. So if you remember that density is mass over volume, so we can rewrite that as mass is equal to density times volume. So this would be the density specifically of water, and then this would be the volume of water that's spilled out. Now I'm going to draw a little picture for us here so we can look a little bit closer at the volume. So if I have a beaker of water and it's filled completely to the brim, it's completely full, and we drop in this block of copper and it submerges. Whatever the volume of that block of copper is will end up being the volume of my water that then spills out. So this water that spills out here, these are my little water droplets, the water that spills out is going to be equal to the size or the volume of that block. So the volume of our block is going to be equal to the volume of the water that's displaced, which is the same as saying the amount of water that spills out of the beaker. And so because we know the volume of the block, we then know the volume of the water that is displaced. And so from there, we also need to figure out what the density of our water is. So we have a couple things that we know. The density of water can be written as either 1,000 kilograms per meter cubed, or we can write that as 1 gram per centimeter cubed. And which one will depend on what units we need. So in this particular case, mass is our density, and I'm going to pick the 1 gram per centimeter cubed so that in the next step, my centimeters will cancel out. And then the volume we said will be the same as the volume of the block because that's what's going to be spilled out of the beaker. And that's 600 centimeters cubed. The centimeter parts cancel and we're left with a mass of 600 grams. Now before I can plug that into my weight equation, I need my mass in kilograms. So I divide by 1,000 and I get an answer of 0.6 kilograms. So now over here, the last step is to plug in my 0.6 kilograms and multiply that by gravity, 9.8 meters per second squared. And when I do that, I get a weight of 5.88 newtons. And that's the weight of the water that spills out over the edge. So try some more problems like this and see if you can figure them out using some of the skills that we've just learned. Good luck!